Hi guys, welcome to She's Got the Power. This is episode 2. We've had a game against Collingwood in a pre-season match, and with me is Gavin Watson. G'day, Gavin. How you doing?
I'm good, Matt. And yourself?
Good, terrific. Thank you, mate. So you're at the game at Alberton on Sunday afternoon?
So similar to the game against the Crows, it was particularly windy. This was sort of blowing to those that are familiar with Alberton Oval. It was blowing towards the Bowls Club. The non-Queen Street end of the ground.
Yep.
And we won the toss and kicked with the breeze.
Yep.
Very congested first half. Collingwood kicked the only goal of the first half after the siren at halftime. And we were trailing 1-10 to 1 point.
Okay.
And Collingwood just they hustled us in the contested ball situations in the first half.
Okay.
And so they kind of dictated the play. At the second half, the coaches, they didn't make too many changes in terms of the structure, but just probably put it on the players. Just look, yes, it's pre-season, but we just need to bring a bit more intensity. So the second half, I think we won at 2-3 to 2-2. Okay. So the final result was we lost by 14 points. Certainly wasn't the open flowing game. Collingwood didn't. They bought it in tight and made it congested. There were so many times where every single player was in one quarter of the ground.
Right.
And they tried to play us on the fast break, get the ball out and use a bit of leg speed. Players in defence did a good job of given the amount of ball, particularly in the second quarter that went into their forward line, did a good job to keep pressuring the kicks at goal. Hence the inaccuracy plus the breeze. The second half, the players just lifted a bit and worked that a little bit harder. Again, a very congested and contested game. And so we went down by 14 points again. That we weren't playing our best. Yet in the last quarter, we had Gemma Houghton and Ash Woodland having shots for goal that would have put us within a couple of points.
Right.
So whilst it's disappointing to lose, there's some positive signs in that we played far from our best footy, yet we were still a chance to win it if we took some opportunities late in the game.
From a team that was showing insane signs, and you and I doing podcasts near the end of the year that were just off the charts, and then a goalless first half. So tell us where you can just go, calm down, or is there some genuine concerns there?
Oh, look, the first part is calm down. Like we're in a good position. From last season to this season, we had, in real terms, 9 changes. There's only 30 players in the squad, so we've turned over nearly a third of the team.
Right.
And as we touched on last week, the experience and the quality of players that left was quite an awful lot of experience.
Yeah.
We've brought in some good players, but they're very young. So the focus that the coaches have talked about is communication and connection, and the next step of the team is that the players themselves have been empowered to communicate more effectively on the field to facilitate changes. So it's not just during the breaks that the coaches are pulling the levers. It's about the players themselves having the
Excellent.
Being empowered and having the confidence to do that. Okay. And again, because of the preseason games with the number of players that are playing, that we've given exposure to all of the first-year players, and with exposure comes inexperience and making mistakes. But again, that's where the learning happens. So, yes, we didn't kick a goal, but like I said, Collingwood only kicked their first goal after the siren at halftime, and that was the conditions. But it was so contested and congested. There was very little free-flowing play, and not saying that was solely on Collingwood, but I think Collingwood brought more of the contested footy with the intent of that's probably the style they'll play for the season.
Sure.
Our style is more about the get the transition from the inside to outside. So. We're looking all right. We're looking all right for round 1 when we play Fremantle.
Were there moments in the game where we weren't just giving away our secrets, as you're saying about you can see where Collingwood's plan of attack and they're kind of fairly obvious, but how much can you see of our plan of attack where we're giving away secrets and that we're very obvious? And also, were there moments where you say, oh, they might bring that out later in the season?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And watching the game, particularly in the second quarter, it was like, oh, we're well and truly under the pump here. And they scored 9 points. And we really struggled to get it past the 50-metre line.
Right.
And they didn't try anything different. They kept going the same way every time.
Right.
And that's certainly not what they did in terms of structures when they were bringing the ball in last year. So I think it's just a case of, again, as a trial match, there's an opportunity to try certain things. Again, in terms of great exposure to the first-year players, we had Lily Patterson playing a fair bit of time in the midfield.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that she won't play midfield time, but certainly won't play anywhere near the amount that she has.
Sure.
One of the things to bear in mind is our strongest midfielder, Abby Dowrick, didn't play. And Tegan Germack didn't play. Both of them were out with under concussion protocols.
Okay.
And that kind of shows you how physical the game against the Crows was.
Yeah.
One of the other things is that I'm not sure how hard Collingwood or Port trained during the week. The girls looked a little bit fatigued. And again, that might be it could be one of those things that Collingwood were covering the ground better, so it just made us look fatigued. But equally, it could be that we've worked really hard.
Well, I was going to say training might have been ramped up. This is a big training time schedule, just with the girls putting that in before round one. So they'll probably, because I assume, as we were discussing, about 17th of August. So it's obviously now that's a 2-week break till the next game.
Yes.
And so the girls have got some time off. They may even probably, obviously not disappear too far away and go home. Depends on some circumstances, but either way, a little bit of time off and then ready for round one. So that's generally what happens, I guess.
Yeah, I think the main thing is they've been given next weekend off.
Yeah,
and again, in game we had Sinead Goody, Matilda Scholes came off at halftime,
right?
And they did a lot of fitness work in the training oval off to the side. They got flogged. They did an awful lot of running.
Okay.
Whereas we had Kirsty Lamb and Chloe Gaunt came in at halftime. Chloe did a bit of rucking.
Okay.
Kirsty played a bit in the midfield. That's Kirsty's first run, because she's been managing a foot injury.
No worries.
In terms of the contest, you could see Kirsty with her experience and her strength. At the contest, she busted a few tackles and shrugged people off, whereas the first-year players were trying their hardest, but they were getting held into the contest. Again, Collingwood's credit, they have a lot of first-year players as well. They had the number 1 draft pick playing for them.
So where's Collingwood based? Would they be in the? Where do you think they'll finish on the ladder?
Well, last year they finished bottom, hence getting the first draft pick.
Right.
Having said that, they had a bit of a bad run with injury. They lost a lot of their top end talent.
Okay.
So they had a couple of people like Benici playing through the midfield injured.
Okay.
And so this year they had a full squad to pick from. They've got a couple of injuries, but they're minor. But they had their most experienced available side on the paddock.
Okay.
And again, I think that's, if you finish bottom, you want to start the season with some good momentum. So you hit the trial matches with a different intensity to a side that played in the finals and has a feel for, well, look, we just need to build on what we did last year. So again, the result is probably a good reminder of this is the intensity you have to bring to any game to be competitive. And so I think we're in good stead for round 1 against Fremantle. Sam Virgo spoke after the game, and she talked about that the coaches were really pleased with, given the amount of ball that Collingwood put into the forward line, how well the defence held up. Molly Brooksby, again, we talked about this last year, and again, she showed she's a two-sided player,
Yep,
and she's pretty solid on either side. Alyssa Brooke played across half-back and again in the ruck.
Right.
But it was kind of everybody in defence did a good job. Through the midfield, again, we had Shanae Goody hard running, as with the game last week, but only played a half. Like I mentioned, Lily Patterson got some great time through the midfield and a bit of exposure in that regard, as did Jasmine Stewart.
You mentioned Jasmine Soden.
Yeah, she's
not running.
Not only is she a lock for round one from my perspective, she's starting on the ground. She's for such a young player, and being Port's last pick again, like that, the smarts that she brings, she reads the ball so well. She's not huge, but her attack on the ball, she broke a few tackles. There was a Collingwood player that went to tackle her in the third quarter, and she just turned in the tackle, broke the tackle, and it dazed the Collingwood player a bit as well. And but she reads the play well.
Sashi, was she good?
Oh yeah, again, she brings a lot of composure across half back. That was something that they tried with her last year, and they've shown that she reads the play well.
Yeah,
and she's got a good composure. Indy Tahu pushed up from the back line into the forward line.
Okay.
There were lots of almost moments. We took a lot of almost marks. We kind of three-quarter held the mark and then dropped it. And in part the conditions, in part Collingwood, in part, again, it's just the season proper's around the corner. So we just tidied that up, and suddenly we're having 3, 4, 5 more shots at goal.
Was my favourite player Ebony O'Day exciting and
Ebony O'Day was being Ebony O'Day. She works hard to the contest. She loves the physicality.
Exactly.
Brings a lot of positivity. The area that just the connection amongst the tools like Gemma, Ash Woodland, Julia Teakle.
Yeah,
that was Julia. Julia didn't play last week. Yeah. So again, there was just organising their structure around that as well. And so again, we've got 2 weeks to do that, and they'll all be better for the run. Ella Boak didn't play against the Crows; she played on the wing.
Sure.
And did a couple of
nice. Ella Heads as well. She was pretty good. Good.
Yeah, she didn't get to show her running power as much. The game, like I said, was congested. But again, she part of the back sort of 5 on the ground, back 7, including those on the bench. And so again, there were bits that everybody showed at different stages to say that we've got, and we'll take a squad mentality into the season. So those that get to play round 1 have a crack. Those that don't play round 1 remain prepared, so that when your time comes, that they can step up. And nobody looked out of their depth. The younger players, again, the more pre-seasons they do, the stronger they'll get. But they read the play well. They've got a good skill set, and the team as a whole looks like they're having fun, which is a great place to start. So
it's great.
We're looking good, ready for round 1. The match was seen as the building block for fitness, match fitness, game experience, so that those don't get to play have those players got to play pretty much the full 4 quarters in preparation for just having the match experience for when it's time to come around.
Yep.
I guess in terms of the people watching the podcast, it'd be awesome if we get some interactivity with people throwing some questions around what they'd like to know, or again, as we said last week, any player in particular that they'd like us to look a little bit more closely at. That'd be awesome as well. So our first home game is the 17th of August. So all of the pre-season matches are now completed. So the sides go about the rest of their finalising their preparations for their round 1 clashes. So so we've had our 2 matches, 2 solid hit outs, 2 different types of games, a bit open against the Crows. and very contested against Collingwood.
Right. And tell us a bit about how you felt the club is just looking after the women's team in regards to the facility setup, the hype, the two practice matches, and do you think it's just the whole the way it's just set up for fans? Is it really inviting? And if you've got people that are literally from the most people here, they're listening to this would be from Adelaide, asking, shall I take my family down? What's it going to offer us? Give us the vibe, Gavin. So why should we go and see a game with the girls?
Oh, well, the short answer is that it'd be crazy not to come along and watch the game. And the ground is set up really well in that it's a great community family feel. On the far side, in the practice area, they have a DJ. They've got some small areas for the younger kids, like the kick for goal, the hand pass, face painter, balloon person. So there's a lot going on. They have some around the front of the ground. They have food stalls. They have merchandise stall outside. But the players and ambassadors after the game, they're so friendly and have a lot of time for the kids. And so it's
great.
If you have the chance to get along, I'd encourage you to come out, check it out, and make the final decision for yourself. So you don't know unless you've tried it, and I'd encourage everybody to come out and try it at least once.
In 2 weeks' time, Fremantle, how was their pre-season? Did you have a little look? Are you predicting a tough game? That's at home, right?
But we play them at Alberton.
Yep.
Fremantle's pre-season's been, from their perspective, I'm sure they've been pleased with their progress.
Okay.
Like we talked about, they've got arguably the best ruck in the competition in Mimstrom, and then they've got some big bodies that roll through the midfield and their forward line.
Right.
So as with all high level competition, the game's won and lost in the midfield. We've got a good defensive structure, and we've got some good run off the half back line. Hopefully we don't need to use it because we'll just be pushing the ball into our forward line. Sure. We've got the height to stretch Fremantle's defence.
Sure.
They've got a quality midfield, so we'll need to be on our game. And as most sides say, they'll take it 1 week at a time.
All right.
But the preparation now is fully ahead for the Fremantle game. And again, the contested side of things is probably a good hit out for them. The Collingwood game and the congested side of things, that's what Fremantle that's what they like to do last year, be congested and then get it on the outside. So, the Collingwood have done us a favour by giving us a really solid hit out in that regard in preparation for round one.
All right, guys, in 2 weeks' time, we've got the game against Fremantle. However, I am going to be away. I'm going overseas for a couple of weeks. So if you want a podcast version, any information, maybe some live updates, I'm going to give Gavin access he'll have full access to the Facebook page, just like Craig Jones when it comes to the AFL men's comp. So, Gavin, I'll let you let loose on the Facebook page with the girls AFLW stuff. So whether you even in the next week or leading up to, if you want to do a preview thing, if you've got when it comes to the selection, I'll leave you to kind of just look out, guys, on the Portraits Facebook page. Gavin, leave you to do that, mate. So if you wanted to just do that, that'd be great.
For sure, no worries. It should be fun.
Yep, excellent. All right, thank you very much. All right, I will chat to you as we're kind of leading up to the second round in several weeks' time. So until then, go the power.
Go the power.
I got the power.